What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1993 movie Jurassic Park. So in this movie, Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler are invited by John Hammond to go take a tour of his theme park that he's working on, where he had brought back dinosaurs using DNA from mosquitoes found from millions of years ago, and along with him is Dr. Ian Malcolm and Donald Gennaro, who's a lawyer that is there to investigate because of a worker getting killed by one of the dinosaurs. And when they get there and everything, that they start their tour and everything along with Hammond's grandkids, and Dennis Nedry shuts off the electricity and stuff, and the dinosaurs start getting loose, and Alan Grant and the kids have to fight for their lives and everything, facing off against all these dinosaurs trying to get back, while Hammond and the employees are trying to get all of the electrical stuff back on and everything so they can get a hold of someone to come get them off the island. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. Like pretty much all the kids who grew up in the 90s, this movie was a huge part of my childhood. I just watched this movie all the time as a kid, and it still holds up very well. The cast in here are all really great cast and everything, especially Sam Neill as Alan Grant. He's one of my favorite characters. I've always really liked him a lot. And Laura Dern as Ellie Sattler is really good too, and the two of them have really good chemistry and stuff, and it's fun watching them. And she also has really good chemistry with Jeff Goldblum, who plays Dr. Ian Malcolm, and he kind of steals the show whenever he's on screen. He just really likable in this movie. Kind of has the douchey attitude, but he's not. It's kind of like Tony Stark. He's like really sarcastic and stuff, but he's not like annoyingly rude and stuff. He has that cockiness, but he's not like a jerk, if that makes sense. And he's really good in here, though. I absolutely love Jeff Goldblum in this movie, and he comes back for the second movie and gets to be the main character in that one and everything. I'll talk more about that one when I do my review for that one, but I personally feel like this is his best performance in any of the Jurassic movies. And then you got the kids, Lex and Tim. Lex is played by Ariana Richards, and she does a really good job. As a kid, I had a really big crush on her too. And Tim is played by Joseph Mazzello, I think is his name, and he's really good. I liked both of them. As a kid, I always wished that I could have been Tim, getting to go on that adventure with the dinosaurs, except for almost getting eaten. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't want to almost get ate by a dinosaur, and knowing me, I probably would get eaten, because I would have just been standing there and everything out in the open where I'd get ate if I saw a big dinosaur coming at me. Partially in awe and partially because I'd be just scared. But he was always one of my favorite characters as a kid, and I still really like him. He reminded me a lot of myself, like the fascination with dinosaurs, because as a kid, like most kids, I was obsessed with dinosaurs and everything, and I really had a big obsession up into my teens. I even considered maybe trying to go into a career in paleontology, but I never really panned out. But there were so many great and amazing moments in this movie. Pretty much every scene in this movie is iconic in some way or another. From the amazing opening to the amazing ending, there's just so many great moments in here. I love, like, but I think my favorite scene is most people's favorite, when the T-Rex escapes from its paddock and starts wreaking havoc. That scene is just, every time I watch it, it's always really intense and everything. And I've seen this movie dozens of times, and every time I watch it, I still just feel on the edge of my seat, and it's just a really tense experience. And it seems like every time I watch it, it gets more intense, even though I know what's going to happen. And also, just like the scene when they first see the dinosaurs, when they're on the island and stuff for the first time, and that scene always gives me goosebumps. And part of that, I think, has to do with John Williams' score. This is one of his best scores of all time. And I just absolutely love his music in this movie. There's parts where it's really creepy, then the parts where it just feels majestic, and it's just really one of his best scores. The visual effects are astonishing and amazing. There's so many great visual effects in this movie. The T-Rex especially, it's just really, really creepy and stuff, and they did such a great job with the practical effects on that. Cause they actually built a gigantic T-Rex animatronic, and there are other a lot of animatronics in this movie, and they were all just absolutely amazing. But the T-Rex one was my favorite because of just how creepy it is and everything. And then at times they use CGI and stuff, and it has really great CGI that actually holds up better than any movie that you see nowadays. This is some of the absolute best CGI, and really all of the movies in this franchise have amazing CGI. This is the best use of CGI in any franchise, though. I think this movie and all of its sequels have the best CGI out there, and it just is amazing. And I didn't know this till tonight, but Dean Cundey did the cinematography, and he's known for doing the cinematography in Halloween and a bunch of other really great movies. And I never knew that he's the one that did it on this one. It makes sense though, because like the cinematography in this is just absolutely stunning, and he just does such a great job in this movie. And I think he was a really good pick for the cinematography, and like just the locations and stuff they filmed in it, because this was filmed in Hawaii, and there are a lot of really just beautiful locations in this movie. That's one of the things I actually really want to do that's on my bucket list, is go to Hawaii and visit some of the places that this movie was filmed at. And the sound effects in this movie are just really great. Some of them are really, really creepy, especially like with the velociraptors. They have every time I watch this movie, the sound effects that the raptors make just are spine tingling and really creepy. And same with the T-Rex, so I get chills every time I hear that loud T-Rex roar and stuff. And I actually have the T-Rex roar is the notification thing on my phone, so anytime I get a text message, that's what I hear and stuff. And sometimes I'm like sleeping and stuff, and all of a sudden the roar goes off and about makes me crap my pants. Yeah, especially like if I'm dreaming. Sometimes I dream about being in Jurassic Park, which I think anybody who watches the movies have done that, especially if they're like big fans and grew up with it. They dream about being in Jurassic Park and being chased by these dinosaurs. And it doesn't happen very often anymore, not like it did when I was a kid, but if I do have those dreams and that T-Rex roar goes off, I really about crap the bed. But this is just such an amazing movie. It's one of Steven Spielberg's very best. In fact, I can already tell you, it's in my top 2. I really debate between whether I like this one or Jaws the most. It's just an amazing, amazing movie. And it's one that gets better every single time I watch it. And just so much fun. I absolutely love Jurassic Park. And I look forward to watching it again. I'll probably watch it again sometime later this year. I usually watch it at least once or twice a year. And everything, and it's just a really great movie. So I'd say I'd give this movie a 10 out of 10. It's there's not really anything about the movie that I would change, and I've read the book that this is based on, and this is one of the times where the movie is way better than the book. But the book is really good too. There was a lot of stuff that was left out, and stuff. The book is a lot more graphic and stuff with like the dinosaur kills, and most of the characters don't make it out alive, which I don't think they would have made it. Most of them would have really made it out alive in real life. So the book is technically more realistic, but I'm glad the movie turned out the way it did. I would have hated to see most of these characters die, because some of them were really changed and stuff too. Like in the book, John Hammond is kind of a jerk and stuff, and if he would have been a jerk in this one, it just wouldn't have worked. John Hammond is just perfectly played by Richard Attenborough, and really, I think he was very well written and stuff in the movie. I liked him a lot better in the movie than I did the book. But yeah, anyway, that's my review for Jurassic Park. If you haven't seen this movie, I definitely would recommend it. I actually would even say stop what you're doing and watch it. Unless you're at work, I'm not going to tell you to get fired to go watch it. But if you're at work, then watch it as soon as you get off work. But this is just a really amazing movie, and one of the greatest movies ever made, and one of the reasons why I say Steven Spielberg is my #1 favorite director of all time and everything. I honestly think this is maybe even the best movie he's directed since I was born. I actually think I can say that confidently. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.